Hello, William here. Today I have a battle with a user by FULLMETALHEADDRAGONITE in Black2 OU match. I got completely owned in this game. He played exceptionally well. So I lead with my Gigalith, which has the Custat Berry, the Sturdy, and the Stealth Rocks. He starts out with a Rotom, nicknamed Liberty. I know it can do special damage to me, but I have Sturdy, so I'm not afraid. But he actually goes for the Volt Switch, which didn't do much, but it did do enough to weaken Gigalith as well as make it so Sturdy won't activate, so I won't be able to explode. But at the same time, if he left Rotom in, I wouldn't have been able to explode anyway. But I send up the Stealth Rocks, as he sends in Sequoia, I think. I want to use Gigalith for Death Fodder, so I go into Ferrothorn, thinking he probably couldn't do anything, since Metagross is usually a physical attacker. He sets up Stealth Rocks of his own, which it breaks a few of my Focus Sash users. He goes for the Hammer Arm, which does do a lot of damage because it's super effective, but not enough. I set up my Leech Seed as his speed gets a drop. He gets hurt from the Iron Barbs, and I set up my Leech Seed. Now, Ferrothorn is boosted in both defenses and HP, with the leftovers, Ingrain, Gyro Ball, and Iron Defense. So he's basically my wall, and he's the only OU Pokemon I use on this team. So that FULLMETALHEADDRAGONITE was telling me after the battle that I might want to actually use some more OU Pokemon. But the only reason I do OU instead of like NU or something is just because I want to be able to use the Pokemon I want and not worry about like accidentally using an OU Pokemon in an NU match. Anyway, so he goes back into Liberty, and as I set up Iron Defense, expecting Sequoia to do something, I'm wondering if he has a hidden power Fire. He does have a hidden power that's super effective and takes me out. I'm not sure if it's Fire or what, but it doesn't really matter because Ferrothorn is dead. Which sucks because, I don't know, he's a nice wall. So I go into Minshao to set up the Rain, which is all I really can do because Minshao has Fake Out and High Jump Kick, which don't do anything, but it also has U-Turn. So I set up Rain for my Kingdra to get the Swift Swim, and then I'm going to U-Turn out of there. So I wasn't planning on fighting Rotom anyway with Minshao, so I just sent it out to get the Rain. So he switches into Sequoia. To be honest, I probably should have stayed and tried High Jump Kicking it, but I just decided to U-Turn out, which would be super effective anyway, since Psychic, but Steel. But it wasn't going to be not very effective. And this way I get in Kingdra, who's by himself is pretty bulky. I think I've invested in special attack and maybe split the rest between defense and special defense. But Kingdra can take a hit, essentially, and it helps that it's not very effective. So I'm going to go for the Scald, hoping to get the burn, as he switches out into his Deoxys defense, nicknamed Juggernaut. This Deoxys I can't really hurt at all. I go for the Scald, which does a decent amount, probably just because it's Stab. To be honest, I should have kept going with it to get the burn, so he's constantly losing HP, which would have been better, but I didn't. I go for Signal Beam, hoping for super effective damage. It really doesn't do much to this thing. It's like a 3-hit KO, and he uses Toxic. Also, he's got the leftovers, so this thing's just going to be a pain to kill. So I go for the Dragon Pulse because it's Stab, so it's the strongest move my Kingdra actually has right now. I'm not sure, should I switch to Draco Meteor? Would that be worth it, or should I just stay with Dragon Pulse? I'm not sure. You please tell me. Anyway, he goes for the Recover, and I realized that it's pretty much a losing battle, because if I can't take this thing out in one hit, or at least 2 hits, he can just recover, and the rain stops, which means Kingdra is going to be slower. So I think I go for the Rain Dance on Kingdra, simply to set up for my Mismagius, because Mismagius has Thunder. Nightshade, he does go faster than me due to the lack of rain. So I set up Rain. Nightshade almost kills me, and then Toxic takes me out. Yeah, and then Toxic will take me out. So Kingdra, kind of a waste in this battle. I feel like I could have used all of my Pokemon better, but him especially. I go into Mismagius. I don't know. Shadow Ball, I know, will be super effective and do a little bit, but he withdraws as I do go for the Thunder for as much damage as I can. He goes into Mamoswine, which was a great play because, yeah, it doesn't affect it. Mismagius is scarfed, so I'm stuck in Thunder, so I have no choice but to switch out. I go into Gigalith as Death Fodder, and maybe, hopefully, I can live whatever he does, if he's like Ice Sharding or something, and then explode on him, but no. He uses Icicle Crash, which I'm not sure it's base power, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty powerful. Gigalith goes out, Death Fodder, so it kind of did. I go into Yanmega. Now, I knew the Stealth Rocks were going to take a ton of damage, but I didn't really know what else to do. So I know that Yanmega has to stay in. He goes into Ko, which is his Haxorus. I go for the Protect, wondering what his Hulk was going to do, so it didn't really matter. And I got the Speed Boost. Yanmega has the Power Herb, because I have it with Solar Beam, so it gets a 1-turn Solar Beam out, but Speed Boost and stuff, you know. So I go for the Protect, as he goes for Outrage, which was a good call by me, and now I'm realizing I can't switch Yanmega out, because it's going to die due to Stealth Rocks if I try and bring it back in. So I decide just to go for the Air Slash and hope for the Flinch Hacks, which I do get, and Yanmega's able to do a ton of damage, get the Flinch. It's a 2-hit KO. I'm expecting him to switch to something, but it doesn't really matter what he switches to, so I just go to the Air Slash again, because there's nothing that really resists flying, I don't think. He has a Tyranitar, which could be problematic, but it doesn't matter. I just go for the Air Slash, which does bring Hulk down to red, and I know I can't switch out. I've got Speed Boost. I think he might have not Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, but I'm not sure, but I can't switch out anyway, so I go for the Air Slash again, just to see what happens. He brings in his Raptor, the Tyranitar. Sandstream will create a Sandstorm, which will boost his special defense. I miss the Air Slash, and I get buffeted by the Sandstorm. I do go for the Solar Beam, thinking now Bug Buzz might have been a better choice since it's Stab, but I don't think it would have mattered, because this Raptor, this Tyranitar, seems to be special defensive, because I pretty much maxed out Yanmega's special EVs, and this Solar Beam did absolutely nothing to Tyranitar. Look at that. Look at that. The bar stopped right there. That did, what, 20 damage? Anyway, he goes for the Crunch, which does not kill Yanmega, but due to the Sandstorm, he's going down. Anyway, Yanmega wasn't really... The Stealth Rocks took a huge amount of health. So, I don't know. He did a pretty good part with his flinches and stuff. So I go back into Mean Shao. I don't have many Pokemon left. He's completely decimated my team. So I go into Mean Shao knowing that fighting is ×4 and it's a physical attack. So he probably doesn't have all that many defense there. Min Shao will outspeed, but he switches to Sequoia, which takes a high jump kick like a champ. I almost kill it, but I don't, which kind of sucks. He's using Tyranitar and Metagross, which are both pseudo-legendaries. So, I mean, it's not exactly the easiest team to try and go up against, but he's playing really well, I have to admit. My team, I don't know. Maybe I was making bad predictions. Maybe I wasn't making any predictions at all. It doesn't matter. I U-turn to try and kill Sequoia, but he does switch into Juggernaut. And seeing how much damage that does physically, if I want to take Juggernaut out, I probably should have let Minshao stay in instead of switching for Mismagius. But what's done is done. So, we both get buffeted by the Sandstorm, so we're at kind of equal things. My Shadow Ball will be super effective, and even though this thing is specially defensive, Mismagius especially has max special attack, so I'm hoping it will kill it, and luckily it does. Juggernaut is finally down, thanks to Mismagius' Shadow Ball, but now I'm locked into Shadow Ball. And the thing is, if most of his team were at low health, I probably could have finished with Mismagius due to the Scarf speed, and him having a lack of normal types, so Shadow Ball would keep killing it, but he goes for the Ice Shard, which will go first automatically, knocks me down to 2 HP, so my Shadow Ball does kill. If this dang Sandstorm weren't up, Mismagius would have survived. I don't know what it could have done, but it might have been able to do just a little bit more, which I really don't think could have turned the tides in this battle, but it might have helped just a little. So Minshao's my last Pokemon. He knows that, probably, I would guess, because he goes out into Rotom, which the only attack I can use on him is U-turn. So High Jump Kick is pretty much useless. I can't even fake him out for a little bit of damage before the U-turn. It's just not a good matchup. He goes for the Volt Switch, which does do quite a bit. I'm trying to remember. I think this thing might be choice specs because how much special damage it does, and I don't remember him using 2 attacks like in a row with it. It doesn't matter. He goes into Sequoia, which I can't remember if I could fake out when one of his Pokemon comes in. I didn't want to end it like that, so I just went High Jump Kick knowing that the Sandstorm would take me out next turn, so I wanted to at least take down another one of his or miss and die trying, instead of going for the fake out, figuring out that it doesn't work because Minshao has to be in for a turn. Anyway, I lost. Good game. Check out his channel.